Dear Pixie, you asked us. Recently I drank my very first freshly extracted carrot and apple juice. After drinking this I could feel the living life force within me, and I felt as though I was communicating with the carrot and the apple in some way. Sounds silly, I know, but can the 9 possibly speak on this experience? When you humans ingest food, it becomes part of you. It becomes one with you, and all that is contained within is utilized by your body. From a biological standpoint, your body utilizes that which you know as vitamins, minerals and nutrients, and uses these to feed your body. From the spiritual standpoint, the body immerses itself in the spiritual force of the food and uses this to nourish your body. Many of the foods on your earth not only contain poor quality nutrients, but also contain no spiritual force either. Those who understand how to nourish the body with spiritual energy in ways other than ingesting food are remaining in balance even when eating the poor quality foods. Yet the majority of the ascending beings who walk within knowledge, understanding and wisdom have been led, and are currently being led, into journeys of discovery regarding the foods you eat. In order to access the highest percentage of spiritual energy, which is much needed at this time as you match the raising frequencies of your planet and beyond, consuming the foods highest in spiritual energy and accessing the spiritual energies from other means is the way forward for you. As you come into alignment, you do exactly that. You align. You align with all things, and you will naturally gravitate towards all that aligns, and this includes your food. Many of you will need to move into physical repairing and healing, and the foods highest in spiritual energy are the foods that work with the body to do this. The spiritual energy is life force. It is living and holds consciousness, and yes, indeed, it can be communicated with. You felt as though you were communicating with the carrot and the apple when you ingested their juices, because this is exactly what you were doing. Or, it is more correct to say, you were communicating with the DNA within the carrot and the apple. The DNA within living foods holds messages within. The DNA becomes one with your own DNA, creating awakening and remembering. The foods must be in a raw state in order for the DNA to become one with yours in this way. Heating the food destroys the life force, although a certain amount of nutrients, vitamins and minerals remain. You will be feeding your body when you eat heated and cooked food to varying degrees, depending on the quality of the food. But in order to receive the messages within the food's DNA, it must be consumed in its raw state. The earth foods, such as fruits, vegetables, and to a certain extent roots, contain frequency codes and keys of light within them. When these frequency codes are activated by your sun, the actual foods become stargates. When you consume these foods, then you hold the frequency codes and keys of light within, and you yourself become stargates. Travel, as we know it, true travel, then becomes possible. There are many who are able to create their own frequency codes and keys of light, just as the earth foods do. Yet when the earth foods are consumed as well, the human moves into the rapid evolutionary pace that is occurring on your planet now. There are those that know the codes are being grown for you and can be passed to you, to awaken you, change you, and lift you into an ascension experience. They know that if this happens, they lose the control they have held for many thousands of years on your planet. Therefore, they seek to counteract this expansion and growth by genetically engineering foods and placing certain chemicals within foods that do the opposite to the natural foods. These foods close down your keys of light and create havoc with your frequency codes. These foods are everywhere and are being consumed by many. This is why we tell you how important it is right now to follow your hearts regarding the foods you consume. The Ascending One would be wise to learn of the foods that are designed to shut you down, and learn of the foods that give you the keys of light and the correct frequency codes that shall awaken you. Each one of you have the ability to discover which food is which. The information of truth shines bright on your planet, and there are many living masters who are freely sharing this knowledge. Each one of you have guides that shall lead you to the foods that hold the frequency codes you need, and shall lead you away from the foods designed to shut you down. You have but to ask. The foods containing keys of light exist on your planet in abundance. There are enough for each and every one of you. They are many and varied, and exist in all corners of the earth. One can grow their own frequency codes and keys of light in their own gardens or corners of their homes. The foods containing these codes are alive, they are living, and they exist to be consumed by you and to become one with you. We speak predominantly of plant-based foods here. If one chooses to eat animal flesh, then only the animals that have consumed keys of light and frequency codes within foods themselves shall hold the codes you need. Remember, when heated, these codes are destroyed. It is the plant foods that shall directly pass their codes to you when you become one with their DNA. The sensitive ones, like the one who asked this question, shall feel the life force within as they consume the living foods. I do eat a lot of junk food like cakes, pastries, chocolate and crisps, but I also eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. Surely the good food cancels out the bad, and I can allow myself a treat now and again if I decide that it's doing me no harm. Each one of you has free will and choice. Each one of you has the free will to eat whatever they wish. All we can do is remind you of the foods that have been deliberately designed to shut you down by those who do not wish for your evolution and ascension. There is no food that cancels out anything else. All food is consumed and utilized. If a food creates a toxin within, then the body will work hard to remove that toxin. If the body has been nourished, it will have more energy reserve to deal with the toxins. As your planet's energy ascends higher and higher, in order to match that rise in energy, one would need to walk in alignment in all things. The ascending ones that are in alignment will simply not desire the foods designed to shut you down. They will be led into situations where knowledge, feeling, intuition, insight and wisdom shall be theirs. These frequencies shall lead them away from anything that is not in alignment, and they shall gravitate towards all things that are there to aid, support, heal and guide. Each one of you shall of course wish for what you call treats, and we from the higher dimensions delight when you allow yourself these treats. It is the perception of what exactly constitutes a treat that should be examined by the one who wishes for truth, expansion and ascension. One can decide to eat a particular food or indulge in a particular activity and decide that it is doing no harm. It may well be that the consciousness within the individual is at such a place that indeed no harm shall be done. Yet again, we remind you that certain foods and activities have been deliberately designed to shut you down. Consciousness has been used with intent to shut you down. In order to remain in alignment with ascending frequencies, the wise one would automatically gravitate away from these foods and activities. Each one of you has guides of highest light and love that are here to lead you away from that which does not align. You have but to ask. We see that many of you are following the path of the ascension. We see that these changes made in your lives, your dreams, your thoughts, your actions, and in the foods you eat, the fluids you drink, are not made overnight. From your perspective, this is a journey, and there is no judgment when one may stray from the path, as that straying also holds a valuable lesson that accelerates the forward movement. We see that the foods and fluids you consume are a very necessary part of your evolution, health, spiritual growth and ascension, and we see many of you consuming the living foods of light, becoming one with the DNA of the earth foods, and becoming stargates enabling raising of frequency and true cosmic transportation. We see that many of you are eating light, eating for light, as you yourselves become light. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9.